Hello air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me and joining me for this reading. We're going to be looking at the messages or the advice from the universe where you currently find yourself at. Okay, so wherever life has taken you, whatever problems, whatever things you've got going on, there could be some advice here for you that's going to be helpful as to what to do next or what your next steps should be. So like I said, it is for the air signs, but if you're dealing with an air sign, this may resonate as well. Or if you've got heavy air placement in your chart, then of course this reading can be for you as well. So let's have a look and see what's coming up in the cards here for air signs. What is the advice for you? Let's look at overall energy. Okay, overall energy, we've got the Hermit and it's reversed. Okay, air signs. A lot of air cards have come up. But to channel that overall energy, we've got the Hermit and it's reversed. So I really want to say to the air signs watching, do not isolate yourself from a certain situation. Okay. I feel like being alone right now, being on your own is probably going to create more conflict, more sadness and more anxiety than ever. All right. 3 cards here that I'm seriously worried about is that anxiety is going to get the better of us. These thoughts, whatever, this unpredictability of what's going on in your life right now is causing you to withdraw from people, and that is probably the last thing you should be doing right now. Okay, so we've got the Hermit and this is Virgo energy. So it's telling me right now you're overthinking a certain situation and you're overthinking it so far ahead. Like this is next level overthinking, okay? It's not good for us as air signs. And I feel like the message here is especially about self-isolating or like being alone, okay? The Hermit is a figure of, it's a lonely figure. So there's a message of loneliness. Don't put yourself in a position right now where you can feel lonely. I feel with the Hermit reversed, Hermit is ruled by Mercury. So it's the planet of the Gemini. I feel like seeing this is about communication, but it's reversed. So right now, you might not be thinking clearly, or you might not be you might be miscommunicating a few things to other people around you. So maybe because you're confused about a situation, you're going to put that out there to other people and they're going to pick up on these cues. Now, if you want them to pick up on this confusing energy, great. They might try to do something with that. But I think I'm seeing a lot of internal confusing energy here. The good news is that you have the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like the message here for you now is to create as much consistency and routine and stability in your life in the areas that you can, okay? In the areas of your life that you do have power over, in the things that you can change at this present moment. Some things might be out of your hands and you don't have control over it. You don't really know what's going on. You're trying to figure out a situation. But you know what? You have that Ace of Pentacles. So you have something that the universe is trying to tell you. There is something new that's coming into your life. Or there's something new that you do need to attract in your life. A new person, a new hobby, a new commitment. There is something here that's presenting to you that's going to bring you more stability in your life. And in turn, it's going to affect these other areas. This has a lot to do with the mind here, air signs. We've got the 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Page of Swords. There's a feeling that you can't be yourself in a situation. You're either pretending to be someone else, or you're playing a couple of people. Maybe you're leading a double life, but there's something that's not sincere about you right now. There's something that you're trying to pretend to be, or you're putting up a front, you're putting up a wall. The image that you're projecting to the other people may not be necessarily an accurate reflection of what's going on with you. That's because you feel closed off. You feel restricted in a situation. You feel like really helpless and there's nothing that you can do right now. Page of Swords is reversed. So I feel like you might be dealing with some things in an immature way. Or it could be that you're overcoming them. So if you previously have dealt with something up until this point, in a pretty immature fashion, you know, you've said some stuff, you did some stuff to try to make a person jealous, or, you know, you said some stuff you didn't mean, or you know, it came to you impulsively in the moment, but the Page of Swords reversed can be like you're overcoming that immaturity. But as a result, you feel like you can't change, you can't reverse what happened, or you can't change. Well, actually you can, because you can make a difference in this present moment, which will in turn affect your future. So not all hope is lost here, air signs. There may be this earth sign, which I feel like could be a Virgo, that's going to help you with something here. So it's like someone that's going to be quite reliable, and they'll be consistent in your life. Enough for you to see that this person means business, that they're serious about being a friend, being a lover, coming back to you, being there for you as a support system. It could also be like you throw yourself into work, and that will help you deal with some of that anxiety. You know, to throw yourself into a new project right now is probably the best advice, because you're feeling like really helpless in other situations. So air signs, there might be something you can't help, okay? You can't control what another person feels. You can't control who gets job. You can't control how a person reacts to a situation. These are things outside of your control. But instead of feeling fixated on that, like helpless and deflated because of that, wouldn't it be a good opportunity to try something new about that situation, to try to tackle it in a new way, to try to tackle it in a different way? Wouldn't that be something that could be so helpful for you right now in this state? But I feel like a lot of you want to isolate yourself, because it's like you feel deflated, like, oh, there's no hope in this situation, or I give up, or what's the point anymore? You know, it's pretty melodramatic, I have to say. You know, I feel like some of us are out there feeling sorry for ourselves or our situation, unbeknownst to us that we can actually do something about it in other ways than what we had initially planned. So, you know, things don't always go according to plans and how we want them and how we see them. And maybe that's for a particular reason. But I feel like communication is reversed, especially internal communication. So this is like what you're telling yourself about a situation, or the narrative you give yourself. This is also the self-critic that's coming out here as well, air signs. Be careful of that, because the self-critic can come out there and lay some pretty harsh stuff on us. You know, and because we're ruled by the mind, we are probably the best, worst self-critics, because we lay it all out there and we convince ourselves so much about a situation that we're sure it's real, that we're sure it's just as vivid as we think it is, when really it's not what it is at all. So it's like a message of it's not what it looks like, or it's not what this appears to be. So, you know, the mind can be deceiving, especially when we're in those states. We've got that little bird here that approaches the swan, a little bird. It's like, this is, I feel like, the inner messenger here talking to you, air signs. I also feel like this is a bit of gossip. So I feel like, don't isolate yourself from a situation. Don't isolate yourself from people. Be involved, be connected, and have that engagement. But also be mindful of everything that's coming to you, all the information, everything that you're hearing, seeing, doing, because a lot of it can be in the form of gossip. It's like that little birdie. So news is traveling about a situation here as well. Now, it could be that news is coming here to you, and the best way to deal with that news is to not self-isolate and not withdraw yourself from a situation. Because it's just in that isolation, it's going to lead to some heavy mental things, okay? So I feel like it could lead to some heaviness that you're not exactly prepared for, or you could make worse by like completely just being alone, completely just, you know, just focusing in on your own energy. It's one thing if you're sort of leveling up and transforming yourself, but I feel right now you need that love, you need that support, you need it now probably more than ever. So I feel like that's the advice here from the universe. And you have to just trust that just because you're not seeing something in the physical realm, it doesn't mean that it's not behind the scenes under this undergrowth, as you see this beautiful gold coin. So, you know, you don't know what's coming behind the scenes yet. And just because it's behind the scenes and you don't see it playing out in actuality, it doesn't mean that it isn't there or it's not coming into your experience. I do hope this reading has been helpful. So thank you again for watching, air signs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm sure we'll catch up soon. So thanks again, everyone, and bye for now.